everyone, and welcome to the Coon Rapids Ice Center for CTN's live coverage of girls high school hockey. Tonight, the Champlin Park Coon Rapids Bluebirds host the Irondale Knights. Joe Young and Howie Shapiro up above the action, and Howie, the Bluebirds, started out 0-3, but since then, 3-0-1. Get back to 500, and a part of their schedule where they could really make some noise.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You know, and the biggest thing that Coach Colta says, we're just really glad to be back in this building because they've been on the road quite a bit. And this is an Irondale team that's struggling. We'll talk about it as this game unfolds, but this is an opportunity for the Bluebirds to get a win here tonight.
Yes, 8 games into the season, only 2 home games, one here at Crick, the other over at Champlin Park Ice Forum, but that means a lot of home cooking down the home stretch, and that should be very good for this team in the future. But let's talk about the opponent tonight. The Irondale Knights have had trouble putting the puck in the back of the net. They've been shut out or had just one goal in 8 of their 10 games so far. Yeah,
they're struggling on the ice, and they're also struggling off the ice with some players who are ill, some players who are hurt. They're missing 3 girls with the flu. Emma Fagerly is one of the leaders for this team. She has 4 goals and 2 assists. She's one of the players, if they're going to be able to compete with the Bluebirds tonight, she's going to have to be strong offensively. She's going to have to put the puck in the net.
Yeah, for CPCR, they haven't been an offensive juggernaut by any stretch of the imagination, but last time out, they took out Duluth, and they were able to get it going a little bit. One of the pieces that has looked pretty good for them is center Erica Tyson.
Yeah, she had a goal in that 5-1 win. She's got 2 goals and assists on the season. There are a number of players that have the potential offensively for this Bluebird squad, and Erica is definitely one of those players.
She's one you'll see flying around, creating mischief in the offensive zone as the Bluebirds try and extend their winning streak. 2 in a row, 4 undefeated, trying to make it 5 undefeated when they take on the Irondale Knights. That's coming up next on CTN.
The award-winning community programming by CTN Coon Rapids is funded exclusively by cable subscribers. Without those subscribers, we would not exist. So no more coverage of local news, stories, events, and sports in our community. So thank you for subscribing to cable TV and for supporting CTN.
Back at the Crick, just about ready to get this one going between the Bluebirds and the Knights. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for the visitors from Irondale. Megan Townsend and Emma Fagerly joining Isis Hutchinson on the forward line. Caitlin Donahue, Audrey Backlund are the defenders, and Tegan Johnson the starter in goal. For the home team, the Champlin Park Coon Rapids Bluebirds, it's Haley Williams and Anna Bezcalo on the wings, Delaney Johnson in the middle, Hannah Lisney and Abby Peterson on the blue line, Aliyah Johnson getting her first varsity start of the season.
There's the head coach, Tom Rodefeld, for the Irondale Knights, his 21st season, Joe Yund, as the head coach. We've had a long-term working relationship with Tom, and he's always been very helpful to CTN, and we've covered a number of the Irondale Knight Coon Rapids Cardinal games in the past. There, of course, head coach Jim Coltis. Big fan of that man. Appreciate everything he does to help us as well.
So coming off a 5-1 win over Duluth and looking at a team just 1-9.
Now, so far this season,
in front of them,
they've only had 2 common opponents, and that's Spring Lake Park and Totino Grace. The Bluebirds tied with Spring Lake Park and, of course, beat Totino Grace. And
Irondale lost to both. Irondale's one win coming over Spring Lake Park, which just so happens to be the Bluebirds' next opponent coming up on Saturday. This one couldn't be held at the line by Donahue, and the Knights will have to chase it all the way back into their own zone. Backlund tried to push it up the wall, taken away by Biscallo. She'll leave it for Delaney Johnson going back into the corner. Centers, but Biscallo couldn't get a stick on it. Knights trying to break out up the middle. Lisney breaks it up at the blue line. It trickles all the way down on Elia Johnson, who hands off to Abby Peterson. Peterson makes a move, loses the puck. Plenty of ice to grab it. Will get to the red line and now into the zone. Right into the middle, throws one at Johnson, makes the glove saves and sweeps to the corner. Knights trying to counter, nearly taken away by Jaden Herr. Herr stops up in the corner. Trying to poke it over to to Mackenzie Baker. She can't control. Tied up along the boards, kept in at the blue line by Emily Peterson, and the shot right on Johnson. She'll cover up for the faceoff.
Well, the shot previous to this, Joe, Johnson left a big rebound out front. Fortunately for the Knights, there was not a Bluebird there because there was a lot of empty net. And if there had been a Bluebird on that doorstep, this score would be 1-0.
Knights win the draw, but Bluebirds buzzing on the puck. Baker pokes it to her. Her still tied up, working for it. Poked free by Baker. Lammy with it, moves it along for Irondale and kicked out to center. Broken up there by Mackenzie Baker and turned around. McClellan plays it into the zone. Back to recover was Donahue, but can't clear. Backlund, rather. Backlund near side. Pushed in deep by Lisney. Recovered there by Lourdes. Tried to center off the side of the net. Hutchinson can't force it around. Stepping up to slow things is Abby Peterson. Pokes it back to the corner and now sent behind where it's collected by Donahue. Donahue moves it ahead for Lammy. She's slowed down by Lourdes. Coughs up the puck to Lisney. Across to Peterson. Peterson into the zone. It got away from Holly Johnson. And back the other way comes Fagerly. Fagerly, a shot that misses wide and ends up behind the net. Lisney will play it around for Lourdes. Lourdes slowed along the boards there by Ellingson. Played out to the point. The shot by DiGiacomo misses wide, collected in the corner by Ellingson. Out to the point again, skips under Troji's stick. Out to center where it's recovered by DiGiamonaco. DiGiacomo plays it in on goal. Left there by Johnson. Bluebirds have to regroup again. Abby Peterson high off the glass. Biscallo working her way back down the boards, and she'll carry behind. Biscallo will find a lane up the wing. Tripped up as she gets to the neutral zone. That's going to be our first penalty of the game. And a Bluebirds power play with 13:46 to go in the first.
Well, one of the keys for Coach Rodefeld was we have to stay out of the box. Too many penalties, and certainly here they are going to be shorthanded for a couple of minutes here, which hopefully will lead to the Bluebird strength and get an opportunity to get a power play goal.
Quinn Rodefeld with the penalty. Shot from the point by Lisney, whistles wide. Delaney Johnson up top. She fires wide on the near side. Baker will get it back to her at the point. Walking in is Johnson. Johnson wants top shelf. Missed just over the cage. Lisney waits for it. Now plays it back in deep. Poked along by Backlund. Donahue trying to reverse course. Tied up there by Biscallo. Coming away with it is Baker. Baker troubled. Moves it along for Delaney Johnson. Johnson through traffic, wrist shots, doesn't make it through to the net. Played back out to Lisney. Lisney walks in. That shot right on and bobbled a little bit by Johnson as she made the save. That shot blocked out front. Baker can't get it through. Backlund will play it off the boards all the way down.
Well, so far the Knights doing a good job of killing off this power play.
Pass skips off the stick of Haley Williams. Kept in the zone, though, by Delaney Johnson. Played around far side where Sophie Sinjum tried to tip it towards center. She was then tripped up, played to the line, kept in again by Johnson, and then by Williams, but Williams going to be called for the trip as she, in the process of keeping it in the zone, also took the feet out from under Erica Cron.
Now, that's unfortunate. They'll play even strength for 29 seconds. You'll see it here as the stick takes her out, and then the Knights will be on their first power play. And also, too, Coach Colta said we need to stay out of the box as well. Too many penalties against Duluth East in that 5-1 win. DG
Acomo misses wide. Peterson wins the battle and skates up ice. Ahead for Tyson. Tyson into the zone. Wrist shot, misses wide to the near corner. Emily Peterson jams it in deep. Bounced away from DG Acomo. Played to the line and kept in again by Emily Peterson. Penalty to Rodefeld expires. So Irondale on the power play. Pass goes off of her stick, but a bounce goes right in stride to number 12, who is not on our roster. Oh, yes, she is. Erica Cron.
She magically appeared.
It does not go between 9 and 10, the number 12, by the way. It's apparently where I decided to look for it that time. Backlund up top. Shot misses wide for Donahue. Back out, Backlund, Donahue. Skips off her stick. Disrupting things is Holly Johnson. Abby Peterson tying up along the end boards. Lammy. And now played out to the point. Kept in by Backlund. Knocked down by Johnson. Rodefeld turns with it. Had it taken away and then played the length by Emily Johnson, or Emily Peterson.
Oh, nice play by Peterson just to clear it out. There's 20 seconds remaining in the advantage for Irondale.
Donahue passes way too far in front of Ellingson. First one there is McClellan. Moves it to Lisney. Lisney will fire it all the way down, and that'll do it for the power play. Knights still looking for their first shot on goal of the game. Just 3 for the Bluebirds. That pass skips off the skates of Fagerly and turned around back out of the zone by the Bluebird defense. McClellan has it played away from her by Ellingson. Tyson gets it back to Lisney. Dumped in deep by Kyler Shack. First one there is her. Looking to pass out front. Will now play it down in the corner. Shack couldn't control it. Tyson coming in to tie things up. Puck pokes free to Fagerly. She'll play it off the boards into the Bluebird zone. Irondale getting a line change as Abby Peterson recovers. Peterson dumps it in and gives chase. Fired around by Irondale. Far side waiting for it was Cron. Pass skipped away from Schenkenberg. And here comes Delaney Johnson the other way for Champlin Park Coon Rapids. Tied up. Tried to get it to her. Puck comes right back to Johnson. Waits for Bezcalo to exit the zone. Carries in. Tries to set up along the boards. Trying to shoot through traffic. Didn't make it. Bezcalo forcing the issue along the end boards. Haley Williams in to try and help. She'll try and dig it free. Kick to Rodefeld. Rodefeld plays it up the board for Cron. Cron can't get it out. Peterson shot hits traffic right to Haley Williams. Williams dumps it back in the corner. Oslin plays it around. First one there was Elena Hedlund. He sent it back in behind. Rodefeld came out with it. And here is Cron to center ice, so she'll dump it in and get a line change.
Well, you talked about shots on goal. None so far for the Knights, but only 3 for the Bluebirds. I think that's got to be a little disappointing for them here in this first period.
Numbers to center for Irondale, and a good stick by McClellan. Disrupted the timing, broke up the play, forced the offside.
Coach Coltis said, told me earlier, he said they're really playing good hockey right now, are the Bluebirds, and you'll see a nice, as you mentioned, a nice play defensively by McClellan, and he's really pleased with that. He says they really have to keep that effort up. After that tough start to the season, felt that this team really learned a lot from those first 4 games about how they wanted to continue on, and it'll help them as this season continues.
Tyson wins the draw to the corner. McClellan fires it around. Her can't collect it on the boards, kept in by Donahue. Abby Peterson behind the CPCR net. Tried to play it up the boards, held in at the blue line. Tyson pokes it back out and ahead to Baker. Pass across was deflected, but comes through to her. She sends it in behind where Baker recovers. Tied up and taken away by Troji. Troji into the middle for Lammy, out to center. Peterson circles back into the zone, tried to get it across to her. It skipped over her stick and off the far boards. Caitlin Donahue skates it all the way down. Tipped away by Lisney into the corner. Donahue recovers, pinched there, keeps possession. Tyson into support. Poked free by Lisney. Emily Peterson poking at it. And finally recovering it and controlling back behind the net. Played out all the way down. It skipped right between the legs of Caitlin Donahue. Icing waved off. A change for the Bluebirds. Here comes Irondale. Pass broken up by Lisney. She'll collect, settle, and send Pescalo in. That shot clumsily saved by Johnson, and
she was
with
fortunate.
what little she's seen, she has been shaky every time the puck has come in on her. The CPCR just needs to put more pucks at her. Williams plays it to herself, trying to send it to the far side. Peterson back to Pescalo, to Lisney stepping in, wrist shot, knocked down out front, ends up deflecting to the corner. This one cleared and will run out of steam before it becomes icing. Lisney will fire it around. Delaney Johnson pokes it ahead for Williams. Williams into the zone. Her shot partially deflected into the corner. Kept in at the blue line by Holly Johnson. And now it's Emily Peterson sending it in deep. As the Bluebirds complete the line change, 5 minutes left. Still no score at the Crick. Champlin Park Coon Rapids hosting Irondale in a Northwest Suburban Conference thriller.
Yeah, last year for the Knights in this conference, they're moving into Suburban East next season. Rogers moving into the Northwest Suburban.
Puck played out to the point, but skips off the stick of Donahue and all the way back to the Knights' end. Swept back out to center. CPCR able to disrupt. Sophie Sinjum forces it in before being knocked to the boards by Elena DiGiacomo. Emily Peterson slowing things down along the far boards. Puck comes free. Tyson pushing it along. Rodefeld back in her own zone. That pass in the skates of Delaney Johnson. Stopped up this time by Baker. Almost a 3-on-1 opportunity, but Tyson couldn't control. Played to the other end and right back out by Lisney. And Lisney will get it right back. Knocked off her stick. And it's tracked down by McClellan. McClellan ahead for Jaden Herr. Sends it in behind. Knights break out near side. Ellingson's pass taken away by Lisney, who avoids the pressure from Fagerly behind the net for McClellan.
Just outskated her.
Jaden Herr for Mackenzie Baker. Baker will take the shot. That's blocked into the corner by Troji. Behind her, stops it up. Trying to get it to her support. Here comes Delaney Johnson to poke it free. And then it comes back to her again. Top of the circle's a shot, and Johnson thought she had it. Fortunately, the rebound trickles into the corner. Baker tried to center, couldn't get anything on the pass. That's broken up by her, and here goes Abby Peterson right back into the zone, trying to catch the Knights on a change. Into the corner for a goal. Abby Peterson from center ice uses her length to get around the keeper and start the scoring late in the first.
Yeah, pretty goal. Again, she got around the defender, and she was able to just to knock it in off that far post, angled it into the goal to start the scoring here for CPCR. Take another look at it. As you mentioned, she's just going to step around the defender, as you mentioned, using her length, and then it hits that far post and angles in for the goal.
Dangerous that player can do that when they have long arms, a long stick coming in on their backhand side, just to tuck it around the goalkeeper.
That's her second goal of the season. Go along with 5 assists.
Williams skating around the Irondale net. Rubbed along the end board, maintains possession, tried to get it to Johnson. That was broken up last second. Piscallo back on it in the corner, out to the point for Peterson. Peterson, her shot is blocked and it exits the zone. Peterson will fire it right back in. Bluebirds will get a line change. Johnson sends it toward the net. Sophie Sinjum collects in the corner. Holly Johnson behind, trying to come out front with it. Comes back to Sinjum and she scores!
And Johnson lost her stick, but Sinjum just with it right to her, angled it in. Left nothing desire. That's her first goal of the season for Sophie Sinjum. Pretty goal. It's going to come around to her. She's right at the goal step. Look at the opportunity, so much net open, and she makes it look easy as she gets her first goal of the year and puts the Bluebirds up 2-0 here with 1:26 remaining in this first period.
Knights still without a shot on goal as we approach the final minute of the first period. 2 back-to-back quick goals have put CPCR in control. Hand pass called against the Knights. It's going all the way back to their end.
Yeah, you know, they were keeping themselves in it till this last couple minutes of the first period, and now trailing 2-0 in a team that you mentioned in the opening, Joe, is offensively struggling.
Yeah, again, they've only scored that one loose, and another one swept in by Mackenzie Baker.
Well, you talk about some firepower at the end of the first period. 3 goals in the last couple of minutes. Still a minute 6 remaining, and Mackenzie Baker able to put in. That's her 4th goal of the season.
Johnson just lost it. It was right underneath her. Comes free to Mackenzie Baker with a gaping goal mouth in front of her. And just like that, it is 3-0. 3 goals in just 1:40 seconds. 1:38 to be exact.
And that's her 4th goal. And Coach Colt has moved to the second line, and she has scored 3 goals since that move to the second line.
There's a shot on goal for the Irondale Knights. They will not be shut out in the first on the shot board. Relatively easily handled by Elia Johnson.
And the Bluebirds know, just direct something at the net look for that rebound.
Well, and the confidence they will get, the boost from the 3 late goals will definitely feel good going into the locker room, but not so much for the visiting squad that kept themselves in this despite not having much possession of the puck. But as we reach the end of the first, it's Champlin Park Coon Rapids 3, Irondale 0. We'll have more on CTN after this.
Oh, it's so nice to all be sitting down together. You can tell me something they did today.
I drew a horsey.
Good for you, son.
I started smoking.
I love you too, sweetheart.
I'm selling bongs out of our minivan.
I got a tramp stamp.
I'm getting implants.
I'm dating your brother.
Uh-huh.
I'm cooking meth in the basement.
Great idea, kiddo. That's why you're so popular at school.
Back at the Coon Rapids Ice Center, 3-0 Champlin Park Coon Rapids as we reach the first intermission. We're joined now by Irondale head coach Tom Rodefeld. And coach, scoreless game until the final 3 minutes. They scored 3 quick ones on you. How do you get your girls to bounce back from that?
I mean, our girls right now are young. We got some girls playing some new positions. Champlin Park Coon Rapids is aggressive. They're going to come after us. You know, we can't be on our heels. We got to be on our toes, and we got to find the energy. You know, I think we're trying to go north-south, and that's going right into where their forecheck is, and we need to find a way to find the open ice.
Coach, just one shot on net so far. Talk about what you want to talk to your girls about in the second period to kind of create some opportunities for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, all year our theme has been about playing good enough to get the opportunities. So they know they got to go. Right now, the penalty in the middle of the period, we started coasting and waiting for the game to come to us. We got to start creating and making some things happen. Champlin Coon Rapids isn't going to throw the puck around. They're not going to make mistakes that we can take advantage of. We have to find a way to create for ourselves.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll take another break, be back with first period stats and highlights. You're watching live coverage of girls high school hockey on CTN.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Give your town a reason to celebrate, because every Goodwill item you bring home brings job training and more to your community. Goodwill, bring good home.
Back at the Crick, a late surge by the home squad has them in complete control, 3-0 as we reach the first intermission. And despite having all of the possession and a lot of control of the tempo through the majority of that first period, the CPCR squad had not found the back of the net until the final 3 minutes.
Yeah, only 8 shots on goal in that first period, but if you put 3 of those 8 shots in, that's pretty good odds. So again, I think Coach Coltis would be pretty happy. Probably wants more offensive production, just more opportunities, but he's got to be very happy with a 3-0 lead at the end of one.
Well, once the gates were open, and it started with Abby Peterson walking around the defense using her long stick to beat the keeper to the far side, and then behind the net it goes to Sophie Sinjum. That came just over a minute and a half later. Keeper unaware the puck had gone to the other side. And then just like that, off a face-off, a shot stopped by Johnson, but didn't know where the rebound went. It went right to Mackenzie Baker, who put it in the back of the net and put the Bluebirds on top, 3-0.
Yeah, and then stat-wise, just 8 shots on goal. We talked about 1 for the Knights.
Both teams had a power play. Champlin Park Coon Rapids only had 1 shot on their power play. I think that was, there's the numbers.
Yep, there we
I think
go.
that's a disappointment, as you talked about.
Yep.
Just not as much production from the possession that they have had.
And they took advantage of a goaltender that left a lot of rebounds, kind of lost, as you talk, lost sight of the puck a couple of times, and they were able to capitalize on that, score 3 late, and take a commanding lead.
Well, and now they've got a little taste. I'm sure they're going to come out really hungry to test Johnson between the nets for the Knights in the second period. We'll take a break. Be back with the puck drop in period number 2 right after this on CTN. Back at the Coon Rapids Ice Center, Champlin Park Coon Rapids a 3-0 lead over Irondale. All 3 goals coming in the final 3 minutes of the first period. Elia Johnson, just 1 shot in her first period of varsity play this season. And she handled it like a pro.
She did. And, you know, in Irondale, if they're going to be successful, obviously they're going to have to put more pressure in on the net, which will test Johnson.
Well, and that is one concern you have in a game where you have given up just the 1 shot through the first period, is your goaltender getting a little stale down there.
Right. Get a little lonely.
Bluebirds hoping to build the lead even further off the opening faceoff. It's Lisney carrying into the zone, trying to stay away from a couple of poke checks, chases it into the corner, sweeps it behind. Williams ties up there with Donahue. Donahue plays it around, but Lisney keeps it in. Vizcalo lost an edge, went down. Lisney keeps it in momentarily. Played out to the middle for Ellingson. Ellingson one-on-one, tried to drag through and lost the puck. Delaney Johnson there to clean up for the Bluebirds. Williams trying to tip it up and out. Can't get it up. Job done. Kept in again at the line. And now forced free. Cross-ice pass from Hutchison. Didn't click, and here's Vizcalo into the zone. Vizcalo lost the handle, but then steals it right back from DiGiacomo. Out to the point, Abby Peterson plays it into the corner on the backhand, set right back up. And here's Peterson taking the shot, tipped out front, puck still loose, ends up behind. Centered, Peterson on the backhand, that hit traffic.
Where are they
and getting it out to center was Fagerly.
Knights are fortunate. Johnson took a long time to get up off the ice.
Fagerly turns towards the boards, now back toward the center of the ice, and now off the boards. McClellan can't quite stop that puck up. Cron trying to center. That's pushed right back to her. This time the puck skips away from Rodefeld. Back into Cron. McClellan breaks it up. Rodefeld trying to get it back to her again. McClellan this time off the boards, off the stick of Baker. Baker recollects. Baker, the shot misses wide. Tyson will sweep it back for her. Trying to send it down low. That's deflected out front, poked wide by Tyson. And now Backlund circling away from the pressure and then coughs it up. And her plays it out to Lisney. As shot, that's blocked out high by Cron. Her able to stop up the momentum. And Tyson will play it back in deep, and a quick change for the Bluebirds. Donahue trying to skate it out to center. Lost the handle. Able to force it into the zone, though, and recollect. Then had it taken away by Sinjum. Sinjum plays it ahead and catches up to it. Low angle shot, rebound, another save for Johnson.
Well, it's so dangerous, that puck she gives up those rebounds, and the puck is right there to be put back in the net.
Stepping up to take the puck away is Lisney. She'll walk in. That shot. And Johnson able to make the save and hold on for the faceoff.
Yeah, the Bluebirds put a little pressure now in on the Irondale net. You're going to see it again. They just have done a nice job of getting to the puck and taking advantage of miscues on behalf of the Knights.
Vizcalo behind the net. Top of the circles. Will take the shot. It trickles in on Johnson, who saves it to the corner. Williams back down low for Vizcalo. Ends up on the back of the net. And that's going to mean a faceoff outside the zone.
So far, the Knights looking for any kind of momentum here in the second period. They're being outshot 12-1 now.
Peterson turns from the pressure, trying to play it up the boards. That was stopped up. A right to Delaney Johnson. Johnson threw a couple of sticks ahead to Vizcalo into the zone. Vizcalo a shot right into the midsection of Johnson, and she holds on.
Yeah, that time she was able to bring that puck inside, not give up that rebound.
Off the draw, Williams' shot. That's kicked away out front. Vizcalo back down low where Williams can get it. Try to center. That's broken up. She gets it back behind the net. Draws a lot of attention from the Irondale defense. That pass doesn't get out front either. Round behind was Rodefeld, and now the puck skips out to center. And it's skated into the zone by Ellingson. Chops it away from McClellan. Peterson behind the net. Sends it around. Delaney Johnson pokes it ahead. Vizcalo trying to catch up. Donahue gets there first. Donahue turns towards the boards. Lost the puck right to Williams, and this is going to be a penalty against the Bluebirds for a high stick. No, just played with the high stick.
Yep.
We're going back to face it off.
It's a penalty.
In the other end. See, I didn't see it. Oh, they did give her a penalty.
Yeah, they gave her a penalty. Vizcalo we sit in the box for a couple of minutes, and now an opportunity for Irondale with the advantage, see if they can get something going.
Bluebirds able to clear it right away. Shack, first one there. She's forced off the puck. Recollected and skated by Emma Fagerly. Fagerly into the zone. Sets up near boards. Fanned on the pass. It got through. Chopped back into the corner by D.G. Acomo. Fagerly, top of the circles, right into the glove of Elia Johnson.
That time Elia just saw that coming. Didn't have a lot on it, but she was able to grab it and get it in her glove.
Off the face-off, it's Shack playing it all the way down. Donahue first one there. Shack to pressure. Making her work it behind the net. Fagerly ahead for Ellingson. Skates to center. Tripped up as she enters the zone, but no additional call. Fagerly's shot is blocked and then cleared the length by Shack. It's a good setup on the entry. Fagerly in a good spot, but the block by Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson got in front of the puck.
Was quickly cleared. Fagerly across. It skips off the stick of Schenkenberg and all the way down. Icing waved off. Schenkenberg ties up with Peterson. Peterson comes away with it, plays it off the glass and all the way back down.
Nice job by Peterson to create a little space for her.
Her is going to win the race, get to the puck first. And just spend some time in the corner. 10 seconds left on the power play. Played in toward the net, sticked away by Johnson. Flipped around on the backhand by DG Acomo, and now she'll get it back and fire it around the other side, and that is the end of the power play for Irondale. One shot during the advantage. This is DG Acomo to center. Flips it across on the backhand. Lammy back to DG Acomo. She'll fire it into the zone. McClellan slows it, recovers, and turns back up ice. Ahead to her. Cross ice, pass a little behind Vizcalo. Peterson couldn't force the pass through, and here's an opportunity. In on goal to the backhand, and a save in close for Johnson. Great chance for Emma Fagerly, but she was shut down by Johnson.
Yeah, and Elia did a really nice job of following her and able to get the pads on the puck.
Keep the 5-hole closed on her slide. Lisney winds and fires, misses wide to the near corner. McClellan can't get there in time to hold the zone. Troji bumped by Vizcalo, knocked to the ice. Puck comes loose. Vizcalo has it out front. Bouncing puck, tough for Williams to recover. She'll play it down low now. Fagerly couldn't get it. Vizcalo tried to center for Williams and got away from her. Kept in momentarily by McClellan, or by Hedlund rather. Drop pass, Fagerly, a shot that misses wide. Williams fires it off the board and set right back into the zone. Here comes Lisney. Lisney trying the same thing that Peterson scored on and couldn't quite make the play to the far side. Boy, they had Rodefeld behind the defense, but could not get her the puck. Williams chasing behind the net. Here's a name for you, Shapiro. Brooke Del Castillo.
Oh, I've heard that name quite a few times before.
Number 17 on your roster in white. And that's going to be a checking penalty, and hopefully looks like Shaq's going to be okay. Yeah. Easy call for the official. Landed DG Acomo opportunity to head to the sin bin.
Yeah, she's using her body, pulling her to the ice. And now another power play opportunity for the Bluebirds here. Already up 3-0. Just a shade under 8 minutes remaining in period number 2.
First power play wasn't that pretty. Just one shot for the Bluebirds. St. John behind to Emily Peterson. Trying to go to the far corner. It is poked away and now taken to center by Fagerly. Fagerly from a short angle. Shoulder saved by Johnson. Tyson slides it ahead for Lure. Into the zone. Lure right down the middle. Hooked. Gets the shot off. Turned away by Johnson. This one sent all the way down to Johnson. Tyson head for Sinjum into the zone. Stolen away by Ellingson. And Ellingson able to get that one out of the zone. So offside, 1:10 remaining in the advantage for the Bluebirds.
And the Knights can ill afford to give up another goal at this point. Already trailing 3-0. Already goal challenged this season.
They've only scored 3 one time. It was their win against Spring Lake Park. Lisney's shot tipped out front. Johnson got a pad on it. They reset back out to Lisney. Through traffic, another save by Johnson.
But she leaves that rebound where they have opportunities.
Vizcalo skates to the top of the circle to Delaney Johnson. A shot sticked away.
Delaney trying to find that far angle as well.
Johnson winds, fires, crossbar and down. Lisney sends it back down. Lopez Callow in close. A rebound chance misses wide. Johnson, his shot is saved by Johnson. That chance didn't get through. Baker's shot does. Much more productive power play,
yes.
But Johnson able to shut the doors. And here's a 2-on-1 back the other way. Kelsey Lammy, that's Hutchinson, can't get it through. Lisney able to break up the pass.
Lisney did a nice job of holding her position and able to get a stick out on the puck.
Shack at center ice will dump and chase and get there first, trying to center. Nobody there for the Bluebirds. Stopped up by her, down low for Del Castillo. Del Castillo will get it back. Try to wrap around, gets it on goal. Johnson covers up.
Oh, the Bluebirds with 14 more shots on goal than they had in the first period. A lot of pressure, especially on that power play opportunity. Couldn't get the puck in the back of the net. But they tested Johnson. A lot of pressure.
Yund officially 6 shots on the power play. Puck played to center, knocked down by Abby Peterson. She'll send it right back in deep. Bluebirds tag up, give chase, and they get there first. But her had it taken away by Donahue. It's stolen right back. And now Donahue has it again, or Fagerly rather, plays it out to center. Peterson off the boards, gets it back herself and plays it in deep. Donahue will send it around. Stopped up by her. Tied up there with Fagerly. Comes free to the point. The shot, not a lot on it for McClellan, and a pretty easy save for Tegan Johnson. Off the faceoff, bouncing puck. Sinjum swept at it. Johnson had a chance. Now Irondale controls and skated to center by Kelsey Lammy. Lammy into the zone, knocked free by Emily Johnson. She'll tie up with Lammy along the end boards. Support comes and Hutchison digs it free. Played to the line but not out. Rodefeld back to the point. The shot by Troji saved to the corner. Rodefeld trying to find a little room to shoot. Troji into the traffic, knocked down by the Bluebirds, played the length of the ice, and that'll be icing.
Oh, the Knights trying to get any kind of pressure they can in on net. They've really not been able to do so, and we're with
that's possibly their longest sustained zone time.
Well, they haven't had much time down in the Bluebirds' end, for sure.
Little less than 3.5 minutes left in this second period. It's Bluebirds 3, Knights 0. All 3 goals coming in the final 3 minutes of the opening frame. Bezcalo racing down the wing, lost the handle. Lammy had it momentarily, broken up by Lisney. Lammy gets it back, plays it across out of the zone. Delaney Johnson will weave and look for an entry point. Puck knocked off her stick. Williams steals it back, sends it in behind the net. Played around by Backlund, kept in by Lisney. Backhanded toward the net by Bezcalo, and now Donahue skates it around, stops up, and now will go up that right wing. And finally forced out to center, and here's an opportunity. Lisney able to reach back and make a play that she shouldn't put herself in that position, but fortunate enough to get the puck and no skates.
Yeah, I mean, and again, she just made the adjustment to get a piece of that to make sure that they weren't going to get any kind of a breakaway attempt.
Tyson got it back, then had it taken away by Fagerly, who sweeps it all the way down. That'll be icing, but the Knights needed a line change. So bring the action back to their end with 2:02 left.
Well, it's, you know, it'll be interesting to talk to Coach Colt. A better period for the Bluebirds in terms of production and opportunity on net, but not able to score in this second period.
Yeah, she was beat.
Yeah, she totally was.
But able to reach back with her stick and knock it free from Fagerly and not take Fagerly out. Erica Cron sends it around Peterson into the zone. Emily Peterson pokes it free, and now Rodefeld with the steal, trying to cut out front, knocked off her stick. That shot through traffic. Johnson scoops it into the glove and holds for the faceoff.
Yeah, a good play by you, just grabbing that puck and making sure she just brought it in without any opportunity for the Knights and forcing that faceoff.
Del Castillo finally able to find the puck and send it out to center ice. Tyson battling for it there. Del Castillo now will send it in deep. Fired in deep by Emily Peterson. Deflected just wide by Holly Johnson. Johnson out to the point. McClellan couldn't handle it on the backhand, has to chase it down into the Bluebirds' end. And then reverses to Anna Lisney. Lisney, long pass ahead, bounces away from her. Poked into the zone by Johnson. Holly Johnson giving chase. Donahue's spun away. Here's her trying to center. Shack couldn't get a stick on it. Lisney fires it. It went off a shin pad into the corner. Centering attempt knocked down by Johnson. And now it's T.G. Giacomo moving it ahead. Lisney holding her ground at the blue line. And the buzzer will sound. No scoring in the second period, but Champlin Park Coon Rapids has a commanding 3-0 lead. As we reach the second intermission, we'll take a break. Hear from Bluebirds head coach Jim Coltis right after this. You're watching live coverage of girls high school hockey on CTN.
Oh, hi. I'm TV's Howie Shapiro. And when I'm not announcing CTN sports broadcasts with my sidekick Joe Yen, I'm watching all the other great programs on the CTN Studios YouTube page. There's news stories, great local events, and even full games. You can even watch on any smart device with a YouTube app. Whether that's your phone or a tablet, you can watch CTN's great programming wherever and whenever you want. You can even watch CTN's event coverage live. So no matter where you are, you can share in all the excitement. CTN Studios, building community through cable.
Back at Champlin Park, or at Coon Rapids Ice Center, Champlin Park Coon Rapids a 3-0 lead as we reach the second intermission. We're joined now by Bluebirds head coach Jim Coltis. And coach, all your scoring coming over that 3-minute span late in the first. A lot of pressure in the second, though.
Yeah, no, we had some great chances. As we were just talking to the kids about, you know, it seemed like in that first period that we just had that little flurry and got a few to go. In this period, we had a whole lot of flurries, and we just couldn't get anything to go in net. I think DJ hit the pipe a couple times, and we had a couple that just kind of skirted through the crease.
Coach, when you're playing a team that is struggling, and Irondale certainly is, you've got that 3-0 lead. What do you tell your girls in terms of playing with some intensity coming out in the third?
Well, as we were just talking about it as we were coming in here, they were saying, you know, let's say it's 0-0 game. Let's play our game. We've got to continue to improve on the things we need to get better at as we can go here. And, you know, really at 3-0, we've got 3 goals in 3 minutes there. They could do it too.
Well, and the team's got to be feeling a little looser. You had that really tough start, a couple of top 10 teams in there, and now 3 wins in the last 4 games and a healthy lead here. How does that help in their mental preparations?
Well, what I think it does, it allows them when the game is the way the game's played, and we're taking it to them a little bit, is that allows our kids to do some of the stuff that we're working on in practice and execute it, and then see that it works if we do it the right way.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Good luck in the third period. We'll take another break, and we will have second period stats and highlights. After this, you're watching CTN's live coverage of girls high school hockey.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Back at the Crick, Champlin Park, Coon Rapids in firm control of this one, up 3-0. But could certainly be a lot more with the pressure they put on in that second period.
They put a lot of pressure in on that second period, and it was unfortunately they couldn't get any goals. But it was kind of an interesting tale of 2 periods. Only 8 shots in that first 3 goals, and then what, 15 in the second, and no goals.
Yeah, and they definitely tested Tegan Johnson, who was shaky in the first period, but she was up to the challenge in the second, stopped everything she faced. You mentioned 15 shots. The other end, Elia Johnson looked very solid on the 2 shots she faced in the second period.
Yeah, not getting a lot of work.
I thought maybe there were 3 in that period, but officially there's a 3 on the board, 1 in the first period and 2 in the second.
There you see the shots on goal. So unofficially, you're saying there's 4 for Irondale, unofficially. Nonetheless, the Bluebirds playing well, and they're playing their game, and Irondale so far does not have an answer for that, trailing 3-0.
34 minutes in the books, 17 left to play, and we will drop the puck on period number 3 when we return after this on CTN.
Get all your Cardinal sports action with Joe and I live every Monday at 7:30. If Coon Rapids plays it, Sports Night covers it. Sports Night on local cable CTN.
It's been a pretty relaxing evening for the young lady on the right, and the normal netminder, Bailey Shuck. She's had a great start to her season.
Yep.
But stepping aside, getting a little bit of a breather, give Elia Johnson an opportunity to start. She has been a little lonely. Just 3 shots officially.
Yeah.
Yund officially, she'd have a couple more. But that's goalie dad score booking for you.
Nonetheless, she's as you mentioned, those 2 shots she did face in the second period. She played well.
She's a very sound, fundamental goaltender. She's tall, strong. She plays the position really well, but hasn't really needed much of that tonight.
Not tonight, but not so far.
Again, you worry about that too. At the same time, when your goaltender has only seen 3 shots through 2 periods, you worry about them maybe getting a little bit rusty, and then you give up a great opportunity and they're not able to answer the call, and it's not really their fault. But so far, the couple of calls she's answered. And now we are ready to get the third period underway. Puck dropped, game on. Fagerly knocks it away from Abby Peterson and chases her back into the corner. Peterson flips it all the way down. That's icing. And we'll try to face it off in the Bluebirds' end instead.
Yeah, just flip that the length of the ice. There wasn't a lot of pressure. Not sure that's what she meant to do. But nonetheless, it'll come back and face off to the right of
Fagerly able to win the draw. Sent back in deep by Backlund. Delaney Johnson behind the net. Sent it around, hit the referee, got the puck back. Now across ice, too far for Bizcalo. And that is going to be another icing call.
That just passed just a little bit off, and it had enough on it to carry it down the length. So a couple of quick icing calls against the Bluebirds here in this first minute of the third period.
Johnson wins it to the corner. McClellan swings it around. Bizcalo passes behind Haley Williams. This one will not have enough to be icing. DG Acomo sends it around the far side. Bizcalo stops it up in front of Troji. Here's Delaney Johnson. The glove save by Tegan Johnson. Played out front. Johnson on the backhand pad save. Rebound comes loose. Williams can't keep it in the zone as she's pressured by Ellingson. Lisney will send it in. Troji trying to send it back out. Broken up by Williams. Williams will get it back in deep. Tyson nearly had a great opportunity stepping into that passing lane. Lisney with it, turning to Emily Peterson, gets off her stick. Turned around but kept in again by Lisney. Her takes it off the backboards and then had it stripped off her stick. And it's Rodefeld forcing it to center, now cutting across and carrying into the zone. Rodefeld looking for support, rubbed off in the corner. Lost her stick, puck still loose. Tyson sweeps it ahead for her, knocked off her stick. Kept in by Donahue, and then Donahue pokes it away from Tyson again. Baker back to Lisney. Lisney will skate with it. And shoot it right in on Johnson, who holds for another faceoff. 14:52 to play in the third.
Relatively easy shot save for Johnson. Is that had a little velocity on it, but right into the midsection.
Off the faceoff. Lure had it knocked off her stick. Abby Peterson holding it in and now forcing it deeper. Kicked free by Holly Johnson. Turns, her shot deflected. Knocked into the corner by the glove of Sinjum. Turning with it is Backlund. Lost it out front. Sinjum jammed at by Lure off the side of the net. Out to the point. Peterson shoots it wide. Tied up along the near boards. Poked in deeper. And now carried around by Schenkenberg. Schenkenberg's going to skate to center. Poked free by Abby Peterson and then poked in by Ellingson. McClellan off the board. Sinjum sends it along, and that is going to be icing.
So we've seen the Bluebirds clear it out of a little bit of a trouble about 3 times so far here in this third period. And Knight's not yet to be able to get a shot on goal here through the first 3 minutes. Just 3 for the game.
Emily Peterson sends it around. Haley Williams trying to tap it back to Lisney. Centering attempt broken up by Lisney, who pokes it ahead for Bizcalo into the neutral zone. Williams sweeps it into Knight territory and now sent back out. Ellingson had it poked free by Delaney Johnson, who then ties up in the corner. Lisney comes away with the puck to Haley Williams. Williams into the zone, cuts to across the top of the circle, backhand into the corner. Bizcalo recovers for CPCR, tracks it down on the near board. Out to the point, Abby Peterson. Shot misses wide, and nobody there as Lisney went for a line change, so it comes out to center. Sent in on Johnson. She leaves it right there for Hedlund. Hedlund had it taken away by Cron. centered, and that was bouncing around and finally poked free by CPCR. Rodefeld backhand out front, in close a chance, and Johnson able to cover up.
Yeah, that puck just stopped in the crease. Nobody there to be able to poke it in. And a little bit of a scrum in front of the net as well.
Well, the defenders just let the goaltender take care of it.
Absolutely, and push the players away.
Wrap up the players, and if need be, escort them to the ice, which is what they did.
Exactly.
Knights turning it around at center. Cron into the zone. Try and set up on the board. She's pressured by Ness. The puck comes free. Hedlund fires it around. Rodefeld can't stop it with one hand. Swept out to center by Shack all the way down. That's another icing.
Well, the Knights certainly have had a little bit of opportunity down in the Bluebirds' end, but they've not just one shot here. Third period, not really been able to make anything count at this point.
Bluebirds going for their third straight win, and they're 4th in 5. 3-0-1 over the last 4 games. Pokes free by Jaden Herr. Herr is shot, and that was deflected and ends up wide. Tyson sweeps it back out to the point. Emily Peterson misses just wide. We got a penalty coming up. It's going to go against Champlin Park Coon Rapids, an offensive zone penalty.
Another power play
interference.
Opportunity. Yep, another power play opportunity for the Knights. They've had a few here, not been successful quite obviously. And with 11:28 remaining in the third period, this is an opportunity for see if they can get a chance to get on the board, because they're in a big hole here. And as you mentioned, only scored 3 goals one time in a win over Spring Lake Park. Baker draws the penalty.
Backdoor shot. Johnson makes the save. Walking in, Donahue. That shot off the top of the crossbar ends up behind the net. Fagerly behind. She'll skate to the blue line and circle. Leaves it off for Backlund. She can't get it through traffic. Swept back toward her and out into the neutral zone. Delaney Johnson able to come up with the steal, walk out front, shot off the post, and then swept to the corner. Haley Williams recovers and sends it back in deep where Johnson controls behind the net. Johnson happy to just spend some time wasting that penalty for him. Williams sweeps it into the corner, gives a little chase. Played ahead to Ellingson. Ellingson plays it in and will get there first. Pressured by Lindsay into the corner. Played behind, and Abby Peterson fanned on the clear attempt, kept in by Rodefeld. Lisney fires it all the way down.
That time able to clear the puck. As this power play opportunity for the Knights is winding down.
Stopped up at center, sent back in deep by Kyler Shack, and that should just about do it. Holly Johnson there to pressure and challenge for the puck. Played behind for D. Giacomo. D. Giacomo had it knocked free. Comes to Lammy into the zone. Swings it in behind. Lisney recovers. And Lisney will skate with it. Trying to feed it up to Baker. That was broken up. Holly Johnson across for Emily Peterson. Turned around by D. Giacomo. Johnson couldn't clear again. Tie up, and the puck comes free into the corner. Rodefeld trying to break things up, but Baker comes away with the puck. Ahead for Emily Peterson. She'll dump it in deep. Caitlin Donahue behind her own net, challenged by Baker. And now gets it back in a quick shot as Allie Lure came in.
And that rebound
it took him by surprise.
Yep.
Nice job by Sinja. Breaks up the pass, stays onside. The Bluebirds couldn't control, but had a good chance to regroup quickly at the line thanks to her staying onside. Shot through traffic, another shot by Del Castillo. Bouncing around in front, still loose. Finally controlled by Hutchison. Hutchison can't get around Lisney with the puck. Lure turns and heads up ice. Trying to get it to Brooke Del Castillo. That's broken up. The steal there by Fagerly. Fagerly back into the Bluebird zone. A shot into the glove of Elia Johnson. And she'll hold for a face-off with 7:42 remaining in the game.
Harmless shot up top, up high for the Knights, and E just was able to grab it.
Calm, cool, and casual.
Yeah, easily. Easily.
Aha, I see what you did there. 2-on-1 opportunity for the Bluebirds. Tyson rings it off the post. Held in by Lisney. Hutchison will play it behind. Backlund can't control. Ness poking at it. Played to the line, kept in there by Abby Peterson. Tyson wants to center. It's too far out of the reach of her. Lisney will hold on the near side. Her sends it in deep. Backlund, first one there for Irondale. Spun around. Keeps it alive for Ellingson. Ellingson to Fagerly, skips away from her. Peterson couldn't control, but has position, will gain the puck, carry behind and pick up speed. Abby Peterson went pretty much all the way down and scored the first goal. She adds another.
Just as you were saying, just as you were talking about it, she did add her second goal of the night. Yeah, just a nice play using her speed and her range. She's able to put it home.
Well, and again, the first one, she intercepted at center ice, skated in and reached around the goalkeeper. This time, coast to coast. Hey, when you let a good shooter get to a good shooting spot, that's what happens right there. Top shelf over the blocker. Looked like Johnson may have gotten a little piece of it, but clearly not enough to keep it out of the net as Peterson tucks it just inside the post and crossbar.
Well, the Knights are right about their average. They're giving up a little over 4 goals a game and only scoring 1 on the average for the season so far. Now at 4-0 in favor of the Bluebirds.
Vizcalo snapping things up behind the net. Still pressuring the puck into the corner. Williams comes in to support, comes away with the puck. Now Vizcalo helping her out. Williams trying to center. That doesn't get through. Madison Townsend with it for the Knights will skate and play it in on Johnson, who just sweeps it into the corner. Sarah McClellan behind her own net. She will lead the charge to center for Champlin Park Coon Rapids. Broken up as she enters the zone by Macy Troji. Back the other way comes Lammy. Lammy chased into the corner by Lisney. Lisney tying up. And then flips it ahead for Vizcalo. Just out of the reach of Haley Williams. Turned around by Troji. Back out by McClellan. Allie Lure trying to force it out and does. Knights back at their own blue line. That pass bounces away from Ellie Fagerly and taken by McClellan. She sends it in deep. Big collision behind the net. Sinjum trying to center. Poked at by Lure, still free. Backhand chance by Sinjum. Johnson can't cover. Played out to the point. Lisney shoots through traffic, tipped out front. Knocked down by Lure. Lure trying to wrap around on the backhand, and now Johnson is able to get control and get the whistle.
A nice little flurry by the Bluebirds, getting a lot of pressure in on the Irondale net. .32 shots now on goal for this this contest for CPCR.
Well, they doubled their previous total in this third period.
They did.
As they did in the second period. Yep. But yeah, just 6 shots on goal in the contest for the Irondale Knights.
Really, the Knights have had more opportunities in this period than they've had in the first 2.
Got a penalty going against the Bluebirds. Looks like it's going to be Kyler Shack going for a hook at 13:09.
Now the Bluebirds have been in the box a number of times here tonight, and the Knights have not been able to take advantage of any opportunity they've been given.
4th power play of the evening for Irondale. They have 2 shots in their previous 3 power plays. And that one won't make it through either as it's blocked by Abby Peterson. Out to the point, Donahue misses wide. Peterson trying to fight past Hutchison. Ellingson got control. Played to the line, but kept in there by Donahue. Poke free by Williams. Williams pokes it to center, and Williams trying to start something shorthanded. Here's Delaney Johnson, a shot turned away by Johnson. A lot of Johnsons in this ball game. 2-on-1 power on the power play, but Fagerly's shot easily gloved by Johnson.
Yeah, again, just a harmless shot. It's kind of fluttered.
Well, that one's probably going high.
Yeah.
But the heck, you just had a shorthanded rush. Take the whistle, get some fresh legs out there. Tyson won the draw, but Knights got there first. Emily Peterson able to win the puck back. Lena Hedlund send it back around behind. Piscallo forces it along. Troji's shot deflected, ends up in the near corner. Hedlund tying up there with Townsend. Townsend trying to play it back to the point for a shot. And right there to make the save is Elia Johnson.
Yeah, and Elia saw that one coming. Not a lot of traffic in front of her to block her view, and able just to cradle it and hold on to it.
Goalies love the ones where you hit them in the chest.
Yep.
If it were up to goalies, all of their logos on the front of their uniforms would look like great big targets. Hit me
right here.
DiGiacomo's shot was deflected in, changed direction, but Johnson able to make the save, cover it up, get another face-off. Just 12 seconds remaining on the power play, 2:03 left in the contest. CPCR up 4-0.
Yeah, good awareness just to make sure she knew where that puck was to just cover it up.
Off the draw. Kennedy Bolander able to get control, skate to center, and force it in. Bolander getting her first action of the evening, and
she was brought up from JV.
I want to say first action that we've seen her.
Yeah, first action of the season.
This
I think,
one bouncing around. Johnson finally able to get on top of it. Well, Kennedy, a 9th grader.
Yep.
Played with my son in mites on the same team.
Good friend of Emma Strauss, the daughter of our producer, Eric Strauss.
St. Jim trying to center. That was broken up. Played to center, but Schenkenberg couldn't handle the pass. Bolander keeps it out of the zone. Schenkenberg dumps it in. McClellan will carry to center with speed and dump it in. Into the final minute of the contest comes Fagerly. High slot, the shot to save by Johnson, and another faceoff.
And Fagerly able to create a little space for herself, get the shot off, but right into the midsection of Elia Johnson. Got that opening. Johnson able to cover up, make the save.
Certainly the Knights' best period of the evening here in the third, but have not been able to get anything past Johnson and see their 9th loss on the very short horizon.
Their 10th loss. They're 1-9
right.
coming in.
I apologize. Redirect out front. Fagerly had a great chance. Hedlund was there with her, kind of disrupted it. That one shot in on Johnson. She'll hold on. And then he did have to get a piece of that. That was their best scoring chance of the game, hands down.
Well, they've had 9 shots on goal here in this third period. So you're right. Their best opportunities came in period number 3.
This one played out to center, and that'll just about do it. And the Bluebirds have gotten themselves back above 500 for the first time this season.
Yeah, you know, a nice win against a team that you should beat, and you know, a team that came in here struggling, and you know, we talked about in that first period only 8 shots on goal, but the Bluebirds didn't get a tally until into the 2-minute remaining mark, and then they got 3 of them and built up that lead, and the Knights really weren't able to do anything offensively in this game, and a good opportunity for Elia Johnson. She gets the shutout, and as you mentioned, just you know, a good win. And
well, this is, as we talked about, after that really strong start, or tough start, I should say, that included a couple of top 10 teams, including the number 1 ranked team at the time. In that first stretch of 4 games, they were 0-3-1, but they have bounced back nicely with 4 wins in their last 5 and are now 4-3-2.
Yeah, they've got to be happy with that. And you know, and Coach Rodefeld came in knowing, and he talked about it, says we're young, we're struggling, and you know, we have some things to work on. They were missing some players as well with some illness and a couple of injuries, but you know, you gotta play with who you have on the ice, and the Bluebirds did a nice job of controlling this contest tonight.
Here's a look at what we have coming up for you here on CTN. Girls basketball on Friday as they host, who else? The Irondale Knights.
Yay.
And then we'll see the boys hockey team next Tuesday as they take on Providence Academy. And boys basketball on Friday the 21st against the Blaine Bengals. But that's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score from Crick, it's Champlin Park Coon Rapids 4, Irondale 0. Want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Mike Burlingame and Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young. Say goodnight.